This video was made, created by me ZS0020 Prime, leader of the Defenders and master of the Skybase. I am also known as ZS Prime, ZS0020 Prime, and Sylveon Prime, and nobody has any permission to use this video without my permission or authorization. This music was made, created by me ZS0020 Prime, leader of the Defenders and master of the Skybase. I am also known as ZS Prime, ZS0020 Prime, and Sylveon Prime. And nobody has any permission to use this music without my permission or authorization.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is going to be kind of an update video to the previous one that I did in regards to the situation that was going on with my Xfinity cable. So basically, to boil everything down from the last video, what I did was I got rid of my cable from Xfinity and my landline, and I purchased a Google TV thing you plug into your TV. And what I did is I subscribed to YouTube TV, so that way I can get the channels, the same channels that I was getting on cable, for a lot less. And what happened was, I'm gonna go into a bit more details. Basically, when I tried to call the cable company and asked them why my bill was $300, they basically told me my contract expired. So then they tried to upsell me into another contract, which basically they wanted to take away all of my freaking channels. And it's like, okay. And they're like, oh, if you want this, because there's a particular channel that I wanted to watch, and they're like, oh, if you want this one, you have to be on a higher tier. So I'm like, okay, forget it. So what I did is I purchased the Google TV, and then I subscribed to YouTube TV. And the very next day when my Google TV came in, I canceled my cable from Xfinity and my landline from Xfinity. And I kept the internet, but I had to downgrade to a lower speed, because if I kept the same speed that I had, they were gonna have to send me a new gateway or modem, whatever the hell they call it. And I didn't want to fiddle around with installing any more equipment after having to literally climb into the back area of the TV to install the Google TV. And the Google TV installation was easy. You just plug it into your HDMI port, and then you plug the power cable into the USB-C, and then you plug it into the wall. It's the cable box that was a pain in the butt. First I had to unscrew the freaking, I believe they call it coax cable, basically the actual cable part to it. And then I had to unplug it, and I had to basically dig around through it. Let's just say it involved a bunch of wires and a bunch of dust, and I was pretty exhausted by the time I did all of that. Not to mention, I had to be careful because, my back, because of my back situation. But the box itself from Xfinity isn't that heavy. That thing is surprisingly a lot lighter. I don't even know if there's anything in that box. And I don't even think they even have a hard drive anymore, because nowadays everything's in the cloud. And the other interesting part that I found out about YouTube TV is you get unlimited DVR space. You don't get that with cable. With cable, they'll expand your storage, alright, but you'll have to pay more for that. It's because nowadays nothing is stored on the local, there's no local hard drives, everything is in the cloud. So, pretty much, it's been already about a week, I would say, since I got rid of cable, and it's going okay. Despite a few hiccups, but that's mostly at night when the internet and Comcast do their own updating thing. But other than that, I haven't had much trouble, and in fact, it's a much more smoother experience using the Google TV because apparently the version of the YouTube app they have on there is a much more updated version than the one that was on the freaking what do they call it from Xfinity? Oh yeah, X1 platform. I believe that's what the fucking hell they called it. If they still stuck with that name, it was much more smoother experience, and I noticed it doesn't the videos. Like what I've noticed on the cable box when I had it is the videos towards like the end it would freeze and stutter a bit. There is no freezing and stuttering on the Google TV, so it's a much more updated apps. It also just feels more smooth. And basically, it gave my old TV, and believe me when I tell you, my TV is like not crazy old. I'm pretty sure you guys seen my TV before, my previous videos. It's the same one. I've had that LG TV. It's an LG. I've had that thing for years. I believe I got it doing like my first paycheck when I had my back when I used to live with my mom when I had my like ROP classes. It's basically like a regional occupational training. They basically like give you a job, but the job doesn't pay you. They pay you. It was basically to kind of train people for the working environment, and I think that's when I got uh that LG TV because I remember I replaced my big giant chungus of a TV that I had. Because well, first I had one of those old small tube TVs, but then my grandpa had that big chungus tube TV. I had to switch my small tube TV to that big one because the smaller one didn't have composite input. I mean by composite I mean the red, white, and yellow cables that I needed to. At the time, I believe I was trying to hook. Yeah, I was trying to hook up my game system, and it didn't have those cables. But then later on, that big Chungus TV got switched out for my current TV, and that thing has still been working. That thing is still working after all these years. And I am glad that I purchased the Google TV thing because that basically gave my old TV a bit more life. You could say essentially what it does basically if your people are planning on ever getting one, or if you people want to get one, if any of you guys want to get one, basically what it does is basically turns your regular TV into a smart TV, which is much better. I'd rather pay $50 for the little Google TV dongle than have to pay about 1,000 or more for a freaking smart TV. Because I looked it up on Amazon, and yeah, they have a Google Smart TV, but it's like 1,000 or something dollars. It's like 500 to like $1,000, which is quite expensive for somebody who's on a low income. So that's why I'm glad that I went with that option. And if you're wondering which model I bought I bought the one that is capable of doing 4K, but since my TV, of course, is not a 4K TV, it just does like the highest, I think 1080p, which is the highest it does, but at least it's like future proofed. So that way, if one day in the far off future I end up getting a smart TV, it's ready for that. Or if my TV ends up dying, God forbid that happens. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but if my TV does end up dying, at least it's future proofed. But anywho, and if you're wondering, and anywho, there was one other snafu when I got rid of my cable. I had my I had Peacock and which is a streaming thing, and I had Max, which what basically replaced HBO. It's just Max now. Well, with Peacock, I really didn't need it. At first, I subscribed to it, but then I didn't need it, and I was able to actually get my money back for the Peacock. I was able to get my 70 something dollars back, even though I did have to do it in the weirdest way possible. Like, they don't have actually a number to call for customer service. You have to chat. You have to do like a live chat, which, let's just say, it was cumbersome to even try to get to a live person, because first they had me talking to a fucking robot, which which I hate. It's like, I wanted to talk to a live person, not a bloody machine. And then finally, when I was able to finally get through to a live person, I was able to literally get my money. I believe I did all that on Sunday. Yeah, on Sunday I believe I did all of that. I believe it was the previous Sunday or this Sunday. It was one of the Sundays I remember doing it, and I got my money back literally the same day. And as for the Max thing, since I lost access to that because that was through Xfinity, I unfortunately had to resubscribe to that. But I went with the yearly plan. Yes, it was $100, but it's for the whole year, so I don't have to worry about that until next year. As for the Peacock thing, I can leave it out. Peacock, it, it doesn't have most of the shows that I watch anyway. Most of the shows that I watch are on my other streaming services that I have. So basically, at this point, basically what's happening now is basically I'm officially just streaming stuff now. And yes, it is a bit. I do have one little gripe. I wish there was a way to hook up the little dongle thing to an actual Ethernet, so that way the signal would be more, well, more stable, because it's not like bad, but sometimes I have like a few hiccups here and there. Excuse me. Hopefully the mic didn't pick that up. Uh, has like, the only time I usually get like disruptions with the Wi-Fi on it is usually like sometimes at night, and usually it's mostly half the time. The only like big disruption that happened is when Xfinity was doing an update, and that usually happens every night, like around 3 a.m. It's not even that much of an issue. Other than that, I really haven't had much issues. I mean, yeah, it is Wi-Fi based, but it's not that bad. So, anywho, ladies and gentlemen, I thought I'd give you guys a bit of a update as to what's going on. So I'm going to conclude the video for now. Uh, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all on my next video, whenever it is and whatever it is. Have a good day and or night, everybody. Bye.